2:17 in the morning, you're staring at your bank app again, negative $31, and somewhere deep in your chest, past the panic, there's something else. Relief. You felt it the second you pressed confirm purchase 3 hours ago. That surge, not because you needed what you bought, because blowing it all up felt right, like scratching an itch that's been burning since you hit 500 in savings last week. Your hands are shaking, not from fear, from withdrawal. Because your brain has been running on venom for so long that stability feels like suffocation. Most people think financial addiction is about wanting more money. They're wrong. The most dangerous addiction in money isn't spending what you don't have. It's being chemically hooked on losing everything right when you're about to win. Here's what they don't tell you about broke. It's not just a state, it's a frequency. Your nervous system has adapted to chaos the same way a deep-sea creature adapts to crushing pressure. You've been training in the wreckage so long that when someone pulls you to the surface, you can't breathe. Let me translate what's actually happening. Dopamine isn't just about pleasure, it's about prediction. Your brain releases it when you anticipate rewards, yes, but here's the kicker. It also releases it to numb anticipated pain. When you've been financially drowning for months, years, your neurochemistry recalibrates. Struggle becomes your baseline. Crisis becomes your normal. And when you suddenly start winning, when that emergency fund hits 800, when you go 3 weeks without checking your account at 2 a.m., your reward system freaks out. Not because you're failing, because you're succeeding in a way your chemistry wasn't designed for. You know what's scientifically proven? People who experience prolonged financial stress develop reward systems that become sensitized to crisis. The adrenaline spike when the rent's overdue. The dopamine rush after you somehow make it work again. The relief when you survive another month by your fingernails. Your brain starts associating those patterns with survival itself. So when you're finally stable, when there's no fire to put out, when your checking account isn't screaming, your nervous system interprets that calm as danger. Because calm means unfamiliar, and unfamiliar triggers a primal response, create a crisis, any crisis, just to feel normal again. That's why you bought those shoes at 11 p.m. when you had rent covered for the first time in 7 months. That's why you treated yourself to delivery 4 nights in a row the week after your biggest paycheck. That's why you picked a fight with the only person helping you budget. Not because you're weak, because you're chemically addicted to the venom of barely surviving. I call this the Venom Protocol, and understanding it is the difference between breaking the cycle and living in it for the next 20 years. Think of your brain like this: you've been drinking poisoned water your entire financial life. Contaminated with debt, chaos, last-minute saves, overdraft panic. At first, it made you sick, but humans adapt. Your body built up a tolerance, then a dependence. Now, when someone hands you clean water, stability, progress, your system rejects it. The poison has become your medicine. The venom has become your baseline survival chemistry. And here's where it gets brutal. Your brain doesn't just tolerate the venom, it craves it. Because every time you spiral, every time you sabotage progress and land back in crisis mode, your reward pathways light up. Not with joy, with recognition. The familiar rush of adrenaline, cortisol, and dopamine saying, "Ah, this is home. This is where we know how to function." Research from neuroscience confirms this. When individuals with chronic financial stress are given sudden financial relief, brain scans show increased activity in regions associated with anxiety, not reward. The stability doesn't compute as safety. It computes as a threat to the system that's kept you alive this long. So your subconscious does what any survival mechanism does. It finds a way to return to equilibrium, even if that equilibrium is broke. That's the Venom Protocol, your brain treating poison as nutrition. And the most dangerous part, you won't see it coming. It'll dress up as logic, as treating yourself because you deserve it, as one little purchase that won't hurt, as saying yes to a friend when you know you can't afford it because you don't want to seem cheap. But underneath every rationalization is the same neurochemical script. Get me back to chaos. That's where I know how to breathe. Derek, 32, warehouse supervisor at a logistics company, married 4 years to Lauren, no kids yet. Salary $3,400 a month. Living in a 2-bedroom apartment, rent $1,400. Every morning at 4:38 a.m., Derek would wake up before his alarm, not rested. Wired, jaw clenched, he'd grab his phone, open his bank app, watch the number, $53, 6 days until payday, 22 active payment plans, none over $74. He'd think the same thought, how did I get here again? Wednesday, November 8th, 3:40 p.m., his boss called him into the office. Derek, we're bumping you to shift lead, $400 more a month starting December. Derek smiled, shook hands, walked to his truck, sat there 19 minutes, and felt nothing but dread. That night, he opened his credit card app, the one he'd avoided for 6 weeks. Available credit, $1,100. He bought noise-canceling headphones, $318, didn't need them, had 2 pairs already. Lauren asked Friday night, babe, where'd the headphones come from? Derek, work bonus, treating myself. She didn't push, but he saw the look. The same look she'd had 8 months ago when he bought the gaming chair they couldn't afford. The same look 3 months before that when he financed the watch. December 15th, first paycheck with the raise, $3,800 hit his account. Derek stared at it. That number looked wrong, too high, like it belonged to someone else's life. By December 18th, he'd spent $490 on delivery apps, a necessary car detailing service, and 2 nights out he insisted on covering for friends. Lauren confronted him Sunday. You got a raise and we have less money than before. Explain that. Derek couldn't because consciously he didn't understand it either. But his body did. Every time he'd built progress over the last 4 years, something inside him pulled the emergency brake. Hit 63 days of consistent budgeting, bought a $700 couch on impulse. Finally cleared 2 credit cards, opened a new one for emergencies, and maxed it in 11 days. Got 3 months ahead on rent, used it to fund a weekend trip he told Lauren they needed. The breakthrough came January 6th, 4:18 a.m. Derek woke up, chest tight, that familiar panic, opened the app. Negative $47, and felt it again, that terrible, shameful relief. He sat on the edge of the bed, hands shaking, and whispered, I did this on purpose. Not consciously, but chemically, his brain had executed the Venom Protocol flawlessly. Return to chaos, restore equilibrium. Lauren woke up, saw his face. Derek, what's wrong? He said it out loud for the first time. I think I'm addicted to being broke. They sat in the kitchen at 4:30 a.m. and Derek walked her through every pattern, every time he'd sabotaged progress, every purchase that made no sense except to someone running from stability. He made one decision: treat financial stability like detox. Because that's what it was. His body was withdrawing from chaos, and he needed to survive the withdrawal period without relapsing. He created a protocol. First 30 days, every dollar over minimum expenses went into a separate account he couldn't access without Lauren's approval. Not because he didn't trust himself, because his nervous system didn't trust stability yet. Day 7, he almost caved, wanted to buy a necessary tool set, told Lauren. She asked, is this the Venom talking? Derek paused. Yeah, it is. Day 19, panic attack at midnight. His account balance was positive for 19 straight days. His body interpreted that as a crisis. Fight or flight kicked in. He wanted to blow it all. Instead, he went for a run. Let the adrenaline burn through his legs instead of his bank account. Day 43, Lauren said, you seem calmer, different. Derek, I'm learning to tolerate being okay. Sounds stupid, but it's true. Month 6, opened his savings app, $2,100, closed it. Opened it again, still there. He didn't feel relief this time. He felt normal. The venom was leaving his system. His coworker noticed Thursday, man, you seem less stressed lately. You stopped checking your phone every 10 minutes. Derek smiled, just detoxing from something I didn't know I was hooked on. Derek didn't become rich. He became someone whose nervous system stopped treating stability as an emergency. If you recognized yourself in that story, you're running the Venom Protocol. Here's how to stop poisoning yourself. Step 1, name the pattern out loud, not I'm bad with money. Say, my brain is chemically wired to sabotage stability because chaos feels safer. Specificity breaks the spell. Step 2. Identify your relapse triggers. What level of progress makes you self-destruct? Is it when your checking hits 500? When you go 2 weeks without panic? When someone compliments your discipline? Write it down. That's your danger zone. That's where the Venom Protocol activates. Step 3. Treat the first 60 days like rehab. You're detoxing from financial chaos. Your nervous system will fight you. It'll whisper, buy it, you deserve it, one time won't hurt. That's not you, that's withdrawal talking. Survival mechanism trying to restore the poison it thinks is keeping you alive. Create external barriers. Separate savings account with a 48-hour transfer delay. Accountability partner who gets a text every time you feel the itch. Physical friction between impulse and action. You're not weak, you're in withdrawal. Step 4. Replace the venom. Your brain needs dopamine. It's been getting it from crisis resolution. Now you need new sources. Research shows exercise, creative work, skill building, and social connection all trigger dopamine without destruction. Give your reward system something to chase that doesn't bankrupt you. This isn't about willpower. Willpower is a muscle. You're fighting a nervous system that's been trained to survive on chaos for years. You need a system stronger than your survival instincts. Step 5. Micro milestones. Don't aim for 10,000 in savings when your brain panics at 500. Aim for 7 days of not checking your account at 3 a.m., then 14, then 30. Small wins that don't trigger the protocol. You're teaching your body that stability won't kill you. And here's the part nobody talks about. You'll relapse. You'll have a week where you sabotage progress, where the venom wins. That's not failure, that's expected. Addiction recovery isn't linear. Financial detox isn't either. The difference between someone who breaks free and someone who doesn't isn't perfection. It's getting back up one more time than they fall. Right now, open your notes app. I'm serious, pull it up. Write this: my brain treats struggle as survival. Read it back, let that sink in. Now write: stability isn't a threat, it's the goal. For the next 72 hours, you're doing one thing: identifying when the Venom Protocol tries to activate. Every time you feel the urge to spend on something you don't need, stop. Don't fight it, don't judge it, just observe it. Say out loud, that's the venom, my brain trying to restore chaos. You're not buying, not yet, you're just watching the craving, the itch, the rationalization forming, the way your body feels when it wants to sabotage your progress. Write it down: what time it hit, what triggered it, what story your brain told you to justify it. By day 3, you'll see the pattern. You'll watch yourself reaching for chaos in real time, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's when the detox begins, not when you stop spending. When you stop letting the venom convince you that ruin feels like home. Your brain has been dosing itself with financial crisis for years. It thinks that's what's keeping you alive. Prove it wrong, one day at a time, one craving observed but not obeyed, one moment of stability that doesn't end in sabotage. The Venom Protocol only works if you don't know it's running. Now you know. Comment Venom exposed if you caught yourself in this pattern and you're ready to detox your nervous system from chaos. If you're the type who refuses to stay chemically hooked on broke, the video on screen right now shows you how to rewire your reward system for wealth instead of wreckage. Like this video, share it with someone who keeps blowing up their progress and doesn't know why. Subscribe because every week I show you how to break the mental chains keeping you trapped. And drop in the comments, what's your relapse trigger? What level of progress makes your brain scream to sabotage? Let's detox together.